Here we are again. Another video of women. Let me just stop to say this. Women really love to use TikTok. Generally, not all of them, but a lot of them, like it's their diary. And I'm going to be honest, you guys should just learn how to walk into Walmart and go to the arts and crafts sections and just buy a notebook. Stop turning on your selfie cameras. Stop talking to people and stop it. Okay? There's some stuff that you just need to just shut up about. And like you can't put it on the internet. Because the moment it gets on the internet, people like me now have free license to criticize it and make fun of you and talk about how nonsensical these thoughts were. When if you had just written it in your diary and read it back to yourself and meditated on it and thought critically, you would have been all the better for it. This video is a fantastic example. These two videos actually are recorded by the same woman. She's a single mother. I know this because that was the first line in the first video we're going to watch. Now, it's not the most important thing, but it is an important thing to start off with. So this is her initial video that starts the chain reaction. Here.
A day in the life of a hot single mom. I wake up squished between two children in my king-size bed, drink my coffee and my green drink before starting to make school lunches and breakfast for the kids. While they eat and brush their teeth, I get ready for the day. Takes me about 15 minutes to get ready for the day. I work from home, so this is what I wear.
Why did you put on makeup to work on your computer? Continue.
And I need a man is to take care of this situation. After school drop-off, I went on a hot girl walk with my mom, then made breakfast, and started my work day. I always know the food is done when the smoke alarm goes off. I had a counseling appointment on Zoom during my lunch break. I bring the kids a snack for school pickup. We went to the park for an hour and I forgot to take a video. Then I came home and made dinner and did the dishes while the kids ate. I go over their folders. The kids played while I folded 3 loads of laundry. This is my face when the man I was loyalty testing failed. After a dance party, we brush our teeth and go to bed.
So, with that video literally not enriching anyone's life and me struggling to find out why in the 7 hell she felt the need to create it, someone commented on her video. And the comment goes, "As a single father, I want to know, how are you single? Seriously." To me, I imagine the answer is rather simple as to why she's single. Because she's stupid.
I think that something people fail to realize is that when you are a conventionally attractive person, it doesn't make it easier to find someone you're compatible with.
Really? Pretty white woman? Really? Really? Okay. Okay. I don't what? That's like literally one of the strongest benefits of being an attractive person. You are attracted. That's what the word means. That's what the word means. That's what the word means. You attract, you pull. That's what it means. You have more people coming to you. You have more options, more opportunities, fam. Are you saying you have so many opportunities that you don't know how to pick a good one? Is that what that is? By all means, continue. Perhaps I laughed a bit too early. Maybe that was my fault. Go on, tell us, explain to us, pretty white lady, how being conventionally attractive doesn't make finding people easier for you. I am incredibly interested.
I would go a step further and say that it makes it a little harder.
Harder to choose because there's so many men trying to talk to you, right? Harder to choose excellent men of strong moral character because there's just so many to pick from. Like, it's like there's so many dudes that just would love me till the day I die. Who do I pick? The one that's tall or the one that's slightly taller? The one that has slightly better job than the other? Is that what you mean?
Harder? And here's why. Men will date you, and I think even go so far as to marry you, because they find you attractive and they know a lot of other people find you attractive and they like to be seen with you.
I think you are correct. It's not even think. I mean, I know you're correct. You're absolutely correct that there are men that like want trophy wives or just like want the status of being with a beautiful woman. I get you, but you can just not date them. You can just not. It's as easy as not doing it. Like, you don't do it. You don't. You're not doing it. You're not. It's hard to describe the lack thereof in action, but you wouldn't be doing it. That's that. I mean, you guys reject men because they wear Skechers, right? Women, you guys have so many icks. I saw a video where a girl said she had a list of icks. I remember I saw a video where a man said a girl got the ick because they were standing in a subway. Excuse me, and the subway moved and he lost his balance. I gave her the ick. You mean to tell me that Skechers can give you the ick, but a man so shallow that he cares not of your character or personality, you would marry that?
I truly believe that my ex-husband never liked me.
Why was he your husband if he never liked you? How did you get that far if the nigga didn't like you? I'm not even saying that he did. In fact, I believe you 100% that he didn't like you. What did you guys talk about? How did you relate to each other? You think he never liked you, you say. You don't think he liked you. But somehow you married him. How? It didn't dawn on you. It didn't bother you. You didn't think about it. You never stayed up late at night like, man, this guy doesn't like me. Maybe I should go talk to someone that does. No, you married him. And then you had 2 kids with him. How does that work? Tell me, pretty white lady, how did you marry someone that didn't like you?
I don't think he liked my personality. I don't think he liked my sense of humor. I don't think he liked being around me.
Evidently, it didn't matter if he liked you or if he didn't like you. That didn't seem to be important as to whether or not you wanted to marry him. So, I'm still stuck on the fact that you said ex-husband. I ain't even moved on from that, bro. Like, listen, you don't even need to provide me more details of how he didn't like you. I believed you the moment you said it. I'm just trying to figure out how on the flip you had 2 children with a man that didn't like you. I don't know. That don't even make sense to me. I don't even understand that. I'm just lost for words on that one.
I think that he liked the way that I looked when I was by his side and the way other people saw him when he was with me.
So let me get this one straight. You accepted being an object. I would assume because you must have gotten some benefit from being with him to begin with. Or perhaps maybe you like the challenge. You like the idea of trying to court this man, of trying to get this guy that didn't like you to like you. Whatever the case may be, this was a issue of your own creation. Like, you did this. Like, you can't say that being conventionally attractive makes dating harder when you did this. You could have dated Poindexter and he would have worshipped the ground you walked on. You could have dated a dweeb and he would have felt lucky to be in your presence. Worshipped as if you were some goddess graced upon him. You could have had that. Easily. Easily. But you didn't want it. Look at all the different simps that you could command. All of them at your fingertips. You can literally go on Instagram right now and just first message any dude, and he would feel like the gods themselves had blessed him with an opportunity. You could have had that. You could have, and you didn't. You can't sit here and then say that dating's harder because you didn't take advantages of the advantage you have. If you date a dweeb, he will worship you. But you didn't want that. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, fam. I'm still stuck on the fact that you had 2 kids with the man that didn't like you. I'm rather upset about that. I really am. Like, how you do that to your kids, fam? I'm gonna be that guy, bro. Like, how you do that to your own kids, man? That don't bother you at all, bro. They got a father that doesn't like their mother. They got a father that used their mother like an object. You didn't think hard about that, bruh? I'm sorry. Continue. Perhaps I'm going to learn something new today. I don't know.
So I think he wanted to have attractive children, and I come from a fertile family. That sounds weird, but like everyone in my family has a bunch of kids, and he wanted a bunch of kids. So I genuinely think he married me because he liked the way I look, and he wanted to use my uterus to house his children.
Bruh, so bruh, you legit just painted this man as a shallow, I don't want to say geneticist, but that's not correct. You painted him as a eugenist. like, bruh, see, he looked up your genealogy. Bruh looked at your fertility rates of your family, and he picked you based on the fact that you were great breeding stock. That's how you painted this man. Now, honestly, I don't know if I should accept that portrayal of him to that extent. That feels a bit too villainous. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, maybe, here's the thing. There are men like that. Maybe he was among them. So there's some plausible deniability. Maybe you really did just pick that nigga. But if you did, that's still you. Listen, you still had every opportunity to not pick that man. So evidently he had something you wanted. Evidently you liked whatever he had. You liked whatever game he spat. That's why you gave him 2 kids. So...
And now that I've been dating for a while, I've had quite a few men tell me things like, oh, I didn't talk to you at first because I thought there was no way you were single. I thought there was no chance you didn't have a boyfriend or a husband.
Fair assumption, you have children. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for someone to assume that an individual with children would have been coupled with someone. Also, to be fair, I mean, you're attractive, so it would be fair to assume that with your beauty, you would have already selected someone, which, technically speaking, you did. So their assumptions may have been wrong at the time, but not wrong in principle, because you were married and you do have kids, so...
Things like, I love walking into a room with you and having people's heads turn to look at you.
Bruh, they're telling you they don't care about you, or that there's nothing more about you. There's nothing more valuable about you to them. And that should bother you greatly. Like, something should be off. Like, why are they not complimenting how intelligent you are? How funny you are? Why are they not talking about all the different creative ideas and all the different funny things you say? Like, shouldn't that be a little weird? A little off? Why are they not talking to you about your feelings on the Lord of the Rings? Why are they not talking to you about the different, moral values that you have? Shouldn't that be a little weird? A little strange? Just saying. Just talking.
I love how when we go places, people notice you with me. And I'm not mad that they're saying these things. I know that they're trying to compliment me and tell me I'm beautiful. But what I hear is, I like being seen with you. And what it makes me wonder is, okay, but do you like me?
No, they don't like you. I mean, if they did like you, I'm pretty sure that they would probably verbalize all the other stuff they did like about you. I would imagine that would be your indication unto itself. I find it rather befuddling that you've made it this far in life and you still haven't figured that out yet.
Do you like being with me? Do you want to just sit around and do nothing with me?
Well, evidently they don't, considering the fact that you don't have stories of them sitting around and doing nothing with you. There's your answer.
Do you like being with me? Do you want to just sit around and do nothing with me? Like, is my personality attractive to you? Like, you don't know. Also, you will have a lot of men who show interest in you, who say they want to date you, and you're weeding through, like, a lot of options who are not good options for you, you're not a good option for them, but they get almost, I call it blinded by the booty. And it's not just about the booty, but it's just blinded by this physical thing that they want. Because, right, men are so visual. Because so many men date based on this, like, physical appearance that they want in their girlfriend, they end up compromising values they have, the things that they want. And it makes it feel like, to me, it's all on me to decide if me and this guy are compatible. Because he might be able to overlook all these reasons why we shouldn't be together, and I'm the only one trying to determine whether or not this relationship has what it takes to go the distance.
I'm gonna be really honest with you, bruh. What difference does it make? Let's consider the following. What that means, if we were to take the best possible interpretation, what it means is that he's willing to work on the kinks and figure out how to deal with having you in his life because he values you that much. Should he value you that much because you're an attractive woman? Honestly, the answer is no. But he does. So what that means is you have someone who is willing to work on a relationship and deal with things he might not like. You, on the other hand, are all like, oh no, but what is the problem? You can't do. How about this? How about you actually think about what's actually important and what's actually reasonable and about things that you can actually deal with? You know what? You want my honest opinion? I've thought this for a while. I haven't included it in the video. If you want my honest opinion, every relationship should probably start with a little to a lot of friction. Why? Because honestly, you're probably not going to like everything about someone. Like, let's just be real. Let's just keep it a buck. You're probably not going to like every aspect of some random person you just met. You might like they're attractive, you might like they look nice, but they might chew a little weird, right? They might have an opinion that you might think is off base, right? Like, if I met a girl and she's like, man, I hate Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm like, oh, you know what Yu Yu Hakusho is and you hate it? I don't know. I wonder how that happened. Okay. Right? There should be something about them where you have to think, okay, should I manage a relationship with them? Because people are just different. There's so many different, for as similar as humans are, there's a lot of people that are different. So trying to figure out whether you can have a relationship with someone, I think, is an important step. If someone is making concessions to be with you, then it should behoove you to do one of two things. Either try to be a good partner to them so they're not making concessions. You could try that. I mean, within reason. It doesn't mean you change your entire personality. But you would have to think about it. I don't really know anything specific. Or you could just reject them. Because you would have rejected them for lesser reason anyway. So I don't want to hear it. I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Again, if he had Reeboks on, if Brett was wearing sweatpants in the middle of July, you would have found any reason to disregard someone you didn't find handsome. So I don't want to hear that it feels like the burden is on me to figure that. You would have to do that anyway. Otherwise, you would just be getting rejected. Such a stupid point to make. I'm sorry. That was such a dumb thing to say. I'm sorry. That was dumb. Point is, if someone is willing to work on their relationship, then you should probably think critically about whether or not you should work on their relationship as well. You probably aren't going to be 100% compatible with anyone. I think it's a little goofy to have that expectation to begin with anyway, just based on how wildly different people are. You actually have to work on stuff. But to go back to the actual point of whatever the nonsense you were making here, that being attractive is somehow more difficult for you to find relationships or people to be with, I gotta say, the answer or the problem isn't you being pretty. It's not. It's you have no ability to mate select. You don't have mate selecting skills. You don't know how to seek out honor. You don't know how to test for compassion. You don't know how to look out for signs of someone that actually cares about you versus people that don't. You don't actually know how to have relationships with men. You don't know how to filter them out. You don't. You have no ability to do so. And you want to know something? For as mean as I was to you, you may have not had a good father in your life. You may have not had very many good male friends, male role models. You may not have a good model of what a good man looks like. And that honestly wouldn't be your fault. I know I was real snarky. I know I called you stupid a lot. But honestly, that wouldn't be your error. The problem is, now that you're older, you need to actually find a model for what is a good and acceptable man. And then you need to find men and match them to that model. What are the actual traits and characteristics a man should have to be worthy to spawn your children? You need to elevate that pretty high. You already have children now, so I'm going to be honest with you. Your sexual marketplace value that's a hard credit check right there. You know what I mean? Your credit score just went down a little bit on that one. But kidding aside, it's like it's actually more imperative now because you have children. You need to make sure that the next man in their life is actually someone with some character. I don't know if their father is lacking in character. I don't know anything about him other than the fact that you portrayed him as to be rather villainous here. Some villainous eugenicist here who only wanted to use your womb. I don't know. But if that be the case, if he is so villainous as to be like that, it should be crucial that your mind needs to be on what is the character. What is this man's heart? What does he value? What does he care about? What does he think about? You can ask any of those questions. You can ask these men, what do you value? You can ask these men, what do you like? You can just sit down in a room. You can just go to the movies. You can just have you can go to freaking Golden Corral if you wanted to. You can go to McDonald's if you wanted to. You can take a walk in the park and have these conversations. If you're not having these conversations, that's on you. It's not about you being too pretty. It's not about you having too many options. That's you. And you need to take responsibility for the fact that you aren't mate selecting very well. You can't blame every man here being villainous, all these men being shallow, all these blah, 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 blah. Every man's not like that. And if you want a man with character, there's absolutely nothing stopping you from getting that. So that being said, I certainly hope you guys got something out of today's video. I doubt it. But if you did, go ahead and click the like button. Yeah, shoot. Go and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. And as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.